Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is part 2 to my live reading session. Submissions are closed. This is a paid session. I really appreciate all of your support. And what I'm doing right now is I'm sorting the cards so I can answer this question for this next person. It's Morgan. And Morgan has a feeling that someone is going to be coming into her life in 2019 in love, and she just wants to know what this person's like. So I'm taking all of my personality cards out of the deck and making it into like its own deck. And then we're going to shuffle, and that's how we're going to do part of this personality reading. We can also see like what line of work they're in, and maybe like what their talents are. We can also try to get you a prediction on eye color and hair color. So, almost done. Almost done. There we go. Okay. So this is for Morgan, drawing you some cards on, that's funny. Oh gosh, you guys will know why I'm laughing in a second. Sometimes the cards just make me laugh. Okay, that is sticking out. That's you. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna get all the cards drawn. Your reading is making me laugh. Still drawing your cards, Morgan. I just want to make sure this is like a very accurate reading. We're getting all the cards for you. Aww. This person you're going to meet is so sweet. Okay. Pulling all the cards for you, Morgan. Okay, that's interesting. We're getting some really clear messages about like what their artistic gifts are, what their talents are. We got really clear message. Okay. So, Morgan, are you ready? Let's go ahead and do this. So first of all, I see you've worked really hard in 2018 on freeing yourself from codependency. And this is talking about like addictions, but did you know that you can be like addicted to like a person actually? I feel like you had connections with people in the past, not like where you were like addicted to them, but the connection was just kind of unhealthy. And I feel like you're looking for a relationship that's more mature and that's more stable and that's like just the next level for you. And I feel like this is coming out as a message from your spirit guides that you did a really good job freeing yourself and walking away from people and situations that weren't serving you in 2018. And you're looking for a healthy relationship, and you're looking for someone that's not really trying to take from you, because I feel like you're such an empath and you're such a giver, and you give and you give, and in relationships in the past you feel like you've been taken advantage of. You feel like the other person doesn't give to you, and this is like a time in your life where you kind of want to be like selfish in a healthy way. Like there's a healthy way to kind of be selfish and realize that it's okay for you to receive. It's okay for you to be given to as well. And so 2019, your motto, your affirmation is, I am open to receive. It is okay for me to receive. It is safe for me to love. So this is saying you're correct in your feeling you've been having that you're going to meet someone this year, because it does say very soon you will be in a committed relationship. And so I was just laughing because these cards were just so blunt. It was like you freed yourself, you don't want any more of the the relationships that just feel immature, or that just that people who can't commit, or people who can't make up their mind. You want like a mature relationship. You want this healthy relationship, and you feel like it's coming soon, and they're like, yeah, this is confirming that feeling, the gut feeling you've been having inside. So as far as who this person is definitely a past life relationship. You guys have known each other before. I'm getting a feeling like it might not be someone that you know from this life. I feel like it's a new person because they're telling you to keep an open mind. This is someone different than like your usual type you would go for, or someone different than your expectations. This is like a really kind of basic kind of way to explain it, but let's say usually you're attracted to like jock kind of guys who are like muscular or something. Maybe this person is going to be more of a nerd and like a little bit more into computers or books or something. Not necessarily exactly that scenario, but as an example, this is somebody who is different than you would usually expect. It could also mean that you might meet this person while you're traveling, or you might meet them while you're abroad, or they could come from a different culture than you would expect, or something like that, or a different background than you. So just be open, don't rule anyone out. Really pay attention to your heart and the chemistry and what you're feeling inside. And then they're saying it's safe for you to love, time for you to open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This word receive is lighting up. They're like, it's time for you to receive. You're not going to be giving and giving and giving anymore and not getting anything back and having people ghosting you or leaving you hanging, or you're doing all the work in the relationship. You're the only one talking about the emotions and the feelings. This is going to be mature. This is somebody who wants to be with you, heart and soul. This is somebody you've known before. Another way that you'll recognize this person is by the eyes. The second that soulmates link eyes with each other, you will recognize each other. So this is another message to you to make sure that if you see somebody you think is cute or you're feeling the vibes with, make sure you smile at them and make eye contact. Sometimes when we get nervous, we tend to look down or we don't want to look in somebody's eyes, but be bold, smile, look them in the eyes, and that's usually enough to draw the person over to you, or to get a little conversation started, or to start flirting with them. As far as how they are and what they're like, I definitely see that this is somebody who is some kind of musician, because we're getting this message that they're very gifted in the performing arts. So they like to express their emotions and feelings. And I think that's going to be really good for you, because you're like the Queen of Wands. You're this fiery energy. You're very creative. You're very spontaneous. People come to you because you have really great ideas. You know how to implement them and move forward. And you might be very crafty. You might really like to express yourself with the way that you dress or the way that you do your makeup. And you just have this really poetic kind of artistic side to you. And I think that's important to you, that you find somebody that is going to appreciate that and like in their own way kind of be like that, because that's definitely a way you want to connect with someone. And so this is a message saying that this is somebody who likes to use their voice and their body. So in the past or even in the present, they could be involved in theater, music or dance, maybe acting or speaking, sound healing, but something that's really standing out to me here is like musician. This person could be promoting themselves through social media. There's even a mention, maybe they're like a model or something, but I see this musician kind of thing lining up with them. So they're a musician, they might like to play an instrument, they might like to sing or like be on stage. They're like a natural born leader type of person. And then we also get this King of Swords energy. So they're very balanced because they're also very logical and diplomatic. It's funny because we pulled this card earlier for someone else about their boss. So you could even go back to that reading and kind of hear the description of that person, because that would kind of also fit this type of character. This King of Swords is somebody who is full of ideas and they live for mental stimulation. So, and that's also the Queen of Wands too. This is actually a really good match. You guys will definitely be talking a lot about lots of ideas. I think the time you guys spend together, the dates you have less to do with what you're actually doing and more to do with the thoughts that are being exchanged, the ideas that are being exchanged. So going on long walks with them or to the park or, simply a cup of coffee would be a good date. They might not be the kind of person that's going to take you on all these crazy, spontaneous, creative dates. I don't feel like this is necessarily like a spontaneous person. I feel like you're kind of the spontaneous one in the relationship, and so that kind of balances their energy. But they want to talk and they want to communicate ideas with you. They have a very mental kind of mind. And so they like to kind of daydream a little bit. They have really good problem solving abilities, and they're very diplomatic and very clever. But this person can be hard to get to know at first. And so you might wonder when you first meet them, do they like me back? Maybe that's why they're telling you it's safe for you to love and kind of keep your mind open. This person could be a little bit more soft spoken in real life. Funny that they're like a musician, they like to be on stage, but in real life, when they're not kind of in that element, they might be kind of a tough nut to crack. But I think this is going to intrigue you because they're going to be kind of like a mystery to you, and you're going to want to get to know them, and they're going to feel safe opening up to you and talking to you, and they're going to say things to you like, wow, I've never told somebody this before, or I've never talked like this or expressed myself like this to somebody before. And that's how you'll know that you've really captured their heart and especially their mind. This is somebody who can be like a good judge and a good critic. So they might be commenting a lot on like the news or social or current events. They definitely are very opinionated. But I think you're kind of fiery, and you're kind of like that a little bit too. So you guys will get along. I think you'll find that they have really similar viewpoints to you. And then this is a problem solver, somebody who's very mental. But I think the thing you're going to like about them is they have big dreams. Even though they're very grounded and they can be very logical, maybe even a little stubborn, they also have big dreams they want to see accomplished, and they're working very hard, and they're like promoting themselves. So they're telling you to surrender, and I laughed because it says surrender now. And surrender doesn't mean giving up. Because some people think surrender means you just give up. No, like trust that this person is coming, and trust that your intuition is right and the message you've been getting about this person coming in your life is correct, but be open to the infinite possibilities, because you might be trying to figure out, who is this person? Are they around me right now? And it could possibly be that. I don't know. I kind of sense it's a new person. But I think this is going to blossom and bloom and develop in its own time. And I think the universe just wants you to have faith with that. I will get you a timeline, but if I don't get any number cards, then I think you're not supposed to know. So let's try and pull you a timeline. If I don't get a number card, then you're not supposed to know. So timeline for you, when you're supposed to meet this person. Okay, 4 months from now, perhaps. So a couple months into the year, it could even actually be around Valentine's Day or around February, you connect with this person, and a couple months later, you guys have the DTR, and you're like, all right, let's be a thing. Because this relationship will take a while to take off. This person needs to make their mind up. I think it's love at first sight for you guys, especially with this past life connection, but they want to date you, and they don't want to rush into it, and they want to treat you proper. And so there's kind of a message here to like hold your horses and be patient with them, because with this fire energy, you just want to ignite, you just want to take off, and then they're kind of more guarded, so they want to take it slow. But don't think that means that they're not sure, that they don't like you. I think that they've had their heart broken before, so they're a little bit cautious, but I think they're gonna feel, this is why it's telling you to, get grounded and open your heart, and when you feel safe, when you feel comfortable, it'll help them to feel safe and comfortable. I also see a message like they're branding themselves. This is what they're working on, and you'll recognize this person because they're going to be telling you like what they're doing and like how they're branding and like how they're putting themselves out there. It could even be musically. And so they're very responsible. They should definitely have a good job, perhaps a car, maybe even their own place. And then this is saying that one thing about them is that they're really good at forgiving. They're really good at forgiving. They don't hold grudges against people. They don't really talk crap about people. I think that's always a red flag when you meet somebody or you go on a date and they're talking crap about their ex, or they're talking bad or talking trash on people or anybody, whether it's people in the media or it's people they've known, or like somebody who kind of seems like they hold grudges or angry, that's how you know, I don't know if this is a good match for me, somebody who's sensitive. I think that they're kind of the opposite of that. They're very forgiving. They're not naive, they've got that judged kind of critic vibe to them, but they're forgiving, and they're kind and they're generous. And so I hope that resonates with you. I think this is going to be a really good match for you. I think this person is going to be kind of like your rock, and they're going to be very stable for you. And I feel like once they commit, they commit. This is not a player or a fuckboy or something. This is definitely somebody who wants a committed relationship as well, but they're not going to leap into it like you are. So I think the main message here is with this person is don't give up hope. It's going to take them a couple months to open up to you and to they will pursue you though. They will continue to ask you out. They'll continue to want to see you, but they're not going to want to hang out every single day all the time because they're really responsible and they're working hard. They might have a day job and then they're also doing their music. And so they're going to want to take the time to get to know you properly before they make it official. And I definitely see 4 months from now, there's a lot of energy around your love life. Let's get clarity on that timeline. Yeah, maybe in February, 2 months from now, there's change. Someone comes in your life perhaps. And a couple months after that, like I said, is when this relationship solidifies. So you're going to be on your own path for a little while longer. That's why they're telling you to surrender. Definitely don't wait around for this person. You don't want to create any resistance around this energy. Continue to do your own thing. Open your heart to love. But yeah, it definitely is your destiny to receive love in 2019. So yay, I'm so excited for you. I hope that resonates. And we're moving on to the next person. So moving on to the next person while I'm shuffling my cards back in the deck, clearing my energy. John's pulling up the next person. Thank you all for being so patient. Just want to make sure everybody gets a good message. Really appreciate everybody who's waiting to receive their message. Hopefully it's entertaining listening to other people's questions being answered too. You know what I love, you guys? Every day I wake up and I get DMs and I get emails of people who are telling me like this came through or this happened exactly the way you said, or man, I really have to like get all those messages together and like post them or something, or put like a review section on my website so you guys can read it and see it. It's just so awesome. I really appreciate the feedback. So with that said, if my predictions come through for you, please let me know. People send me pictures from their weddings. I've helped twin flames unite. I predicted so many cool things, and it's just great to see that, everyone reaching out and letting me know they appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for all your support. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is at rainbow__harmony. So just type in Rainbow Harmony and I should come up. So, John, do you have it pulled up? Okay. Okay, so Layla is next.
Why does he prefer his unhappy long-term marriage over me? Are they finally happy now? Is he really filled with her on all levels?
Huh.
Body, mind, heart, soul.
Okay. So this person wants to know if, like, the person that they love is happy in their marriage. They want to know, like, why they feel like this person, like, chose someone else over them, and they're just wondering, like, are they really happy? Like, what's going on there? And, she had some information before that was saying, like, they weren't happy, and so we're just going to look into these people's marriage, see what's going on here. I'm going to tell you, I don't get a sense they're happy. As soon as John read the question, I was like, ugh, don't know about that. So let's look into their marriage, and then let's see what's going on with the connection with you guys. And then we can also see, is there going to be a divorce? Is there going to be a breakup? Is there a potential for a romantic future? I can see anything. I'm just going to let you know. I tell the truth, okay? Sometimes I see the marriage isn't happy. They're going to break up, but then I'll get a message. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be together. Sometimes I see they're breaking up. You're going to be together. I predicted things like that, had it come through. The cards can really say anything. Um, Here's you. This has really been upsetting you lately. It's been really frustrating for you, but I feel like this connection has kind of led you to your spiritual awakening, because when something like this goes down, like a love that feels like it's unrequited, when you're really into someone, you love someone and they're like in another relationship, or you're being blocked from that, like that energy continuously sends you into yourself for healing, for groundedness, for stability, for growth. And so I feel like you've learned so much, and you've gotten a really strong connection with spirit because of it. It's kind of funny because I see for a lot of people, you have this connection in love, and so it will draw you into like tarot, or into like, getting messages, trying to figure out what's going on here. And then you realize you become conscious of like your spiritual connection with the earth and with nature and with your spirit guides, and maybe you start doing meditation or clearing your chakras, or just kind of, figuring out your own spiritual practice. And so that's the beautiful thing about sometimes these hard situations in love. It can guide you into your own spiritual practice. And so I feel like that's the good thing that's come out of this situation, as hard as it's been. It's You've gotten a deeper connection with yourself and a deeper connection with spirit because of it. So yeah, and look, remember we were just talking about the unrequited love, when you feel like the connection isn't being returned. When you feel that attraction and chemistry for a person, but you're like, why won't they take the leap and like connect? This draws you further into yourself. This draws you further into your own spirituality. So yeah, let's see what's going on in that marriage. Are they happy? Yeah, they're going to be separating. They will be separating. I see a message that together, this is a karmic relationship. I see like their angels and their spirit guides around them, helping them through this healing process. It's a karmic relationship. So what happens when karmic partners come together is that basically before you come down here, you'll have soul contracts that you'll be with this person from this date until this date, and you'll learn this, this, and this with them. So you make these soul contracts before you come down. So sometimes, even if you think like, I want to leave this person, sometimes the soul contract isn't over. And I speak with people all the time that like want to get a divorce, and they know they're going to get a divorce, but they're not able to move forward yet because they just know like there's some unfinished business. And that's what I feel like is going on with these people, this couple. I feel like they pretty much both know where it's headed, but the contract just isn't up yet. So from an outside standpoint, looking in, it kind of seems weird where you're like, okay, obviously this isn't working. Like, why don't they just stop? But there's a divine plan here. They're supposed to be together for this certain amount of time. When the soul contract is up, they will go their separate ways. And I feel like there's just a little bit more work that needs to be done. This is a message for you to really turn your attention to building friendships. Right now in love, it's hard for you because it's like your heart feels so committed and so connected to this person that it's hard for you to open your heart to anyone else. You're just like, this is my soulmate, or this is my twin flame, or this is my person, and like the thought of going out and dating someone else or being with someone else is just hard for you. So I'm seeing work on developing healthy friendships. Maybe you'll even find some people that are going through something similar that you can confide in, commiserate with a little bit, or not. Maybe just people you can be in the present with, have fun with, be creative with. They're saying you're worthy of a healthy relationship, and it might feel safer for you right now to make some more friends. But yeah, they're probably going to separate. I mean, we didn't really pull very positive cards for them already. So let's see anything else I can see about this. I just knew it the second that John read the question. I was like, no, these people are not staying together. Yeah, it says retreat. They're going to be walking away from their vows. Somebody in the relationship is very controlling. It might be the person you're interested in. It might be their partner. Controlling, keeping them in the relationship. And that person thinks, I think it's a she thinks that, this could be the one. And so she's really holding on tight to the relationship. And so I feel like he wants to step away, but he feels guilty because she's like, this is the one. And she always saw herself only being married to one person. Sometimes you don't have control over that. Sometimes you think, okay, I'm only going to ever have one marriage or one person the rest of my life. But sometimes that's not the plan. And I feel like she'll see it, but it's going to take time. And I think he doesn't have the courage right now to walk away unless she agrees. So he's waiting for her to say it, because I think he's said it. I think he's brought it up, the divorce or whatever, the D word. And I think that she's been like, no, this isn't what I want. I want you to work harder. I want you to fight for me. I want you to fix this. That's kind of her opinion on it. 9 months from now, I see a really difficult time for them. And I see her finally, it's like the last straw for her. Something happens and it's like the last straw, and then, they've been going around in circles and circles. I feel like finally she's going to be like, okay, let's talk about separation. I don't think it's going to happen in 2019 though. I feel like they'll talk about it, and then there's going to be a period where they kind of go back and forth. Like finally she's going to put it on the table, but then she's going to take it back, and it's going to be a little back and forth. But I feel like perhaps in 2020 is when they'll break up. Yeah, it's going to be a very rough time for them. I just feel like this message, like the clock is ticking. I just saw a clock and their time's almost up. And I think this is a message for you, that while you're kind of going through this, making friends, exercising your creativity, because I see this is really on your mind and really in your thought space. And of course you need to be present, you need to allow these emotions to flow through you, you need to think about this and get it out and everything, but it'll drive you crazy if you continue to focus on them and this situation and what's going on and everything. So they're saying, do anything to get you out of your mind and back into your body. So focusing on a creative project really helps. I like to paint because when I'm painting, I'm not thinking about anxiety or about things that have happened to me or my past or my trauma. I actually have PTSD, and so I tend to ruminate on things. So art really does help. Creativity really does help. There's a message for you, because it's just been such a rough time for you to exercise your creativity and to try to get in your body more. And what that does is that allows the universe space to come in and do its work. If you're hanging on to this in your thought space so hard, it can hold the situation in a certain place. Like, we are very powerful, And so I'm not saying if you think about them, it's going to create anything wrong or whatever, but it's just saying, like, if you're constantly holding on to this, it can create a blockage, and also it can make you stressed out. So working on your health with this can also help with the blockages towards this moving forward with you and this person. It's saying it's time to not let it go, but it's time to focus on something else for yourself. Focus on what's positive, make some new friends, occupy yourself, and just kind of allow some time, start a new path for yourself. Let's go ahead and see if there's a possibility that you guys will be together in the future, because I do see a breakup here. I really, really do. I'd be surprised if these people didn't get a divorce, because, it takes time though. And, oftentimes people will talk about divorce and then it takes sometimes a couple of years for them to actually go through with it. I feel like some of it has to do with their financial situation too. They need to be in that situation. So they might make a decision and be working towards it. So let's go ahead and see if you guys are going to be together in the future. Yeah, I mean, I see a connection here. I don't know. I see that there's a potential. I think you guys have gotten to know each other. There's been a lot of flirting. There was a strong connection in the past as well. But they're saying love yourself first, respect yourself to not get involved in this situation. So I'm seeing this message like not to reach out to them or not to express your feelings, because they're not in a situation where they can return the feelings right now. And they're very honorable and respectful to their relationship. And I see this message that there are some feelings here, but it's kind of being covered by the intensity of what they're going through. And there's this message about self-respect, to respect yourself, that, if he's free and he's out of the situation and everything, and there's an open door, why not go for it? But you need to wait for that open door, and you also need to make sure that, you know, he's had time to heal from the divorce and not to approach him when he's too vulnerable. And so that's kind of a message here for you. There is definitely something going on with you and this person. I see it. I see it. I feel like there's a connection here for sure, but I feel like they wouldn't want you to be the reason that they stepped away. Like, they need space to make the decision on their own, if that makes sense. So I hope that resonates with you. I'm sending you so much love and light for what you're going through, and I will see you later. Peace out. So who is next, John?
Mystica.
All right, Mystica. I'm pretty sure I've read for you before. John's reading me your question. So what's up, John?
I'll be traveling to see my twin flame again after 7 years of separation.
Oh my God.
This is Chantal.
Huh?
Chantal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like to know if everything will go well since he's currently engaged. I wanted to say goodbye or see you later since I've been having nightmares that I can't see anything.
Oh my God. Okay, so this person's going to see their twin flame after 7 years. Oh my God, I saw my sock. This person's going to see their twin flame after 7 years of separation. So I'm just like, wow, that's intense. And also, they're currently engaged. And so Mystica just wants to say, you know, maybe goodbye or see you later or something like that. And just kind of wondering how it's going to go and just like what's going to happen and everything. So let's pull some cards. Don't know why, but this tends to be my specialty. Yeah, wow. So we're seeing the separation here, a message of what you've been through. And then this is also talking about your dreams and your nightmares and like not being able to sleep at night because you've had this person on your mind, and this is such a big step. Like, if I was going through this, I would probably literally throw up. I would be shaking. Like, I feel you. Like, I see the anxiety. I see how intense it's been for you. You know, you're leaving to go visit them in their home, and then here's the twin flame card, and it's reversed, and it's like you're ready, you're going basically to let go of them. And so that's what the hardest thing about the journey is you're going because you want to see, like, in person, like, is there still a connection here? Is there still chemistry? And I feel like there's a fear on both sides. There's a fear that if you see them and there's not that chemistry and there's not that attraction, that maybe like you've quote unquote wasted your time or something pining after them all this whole time. Then there's also this fear that if you see them and then there is a connection, then they're getting engaged and they're engaged. And so it's like, you know, having to let them go. And so it's almost like damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But I really want to encourage you to look at this from kind of a higher perspective. If for some reason you go and in person you don't really feel the chemistry and you're feeling great about letting them go and you're happy for them and everything, and you see that maybe the person they're engaged to is their soulmate, they're supposed to be with them, and you can kind of send them off, then that's great. You know, that's awesome. And I feel like you haven't wasted your time. I feel like this has opened up your heart and taught you so many lessons, and it's made your spiritual walk a lot stronger, and it's gotten you a strong connection with yourself, a really strong connection to them, and you have to let them go. That's going to teach you a lot as well. There's always a blessing, there's always a lesson with every situation. And so this is really a test for you, you know, to try to see this from a higher perspective, which doesn't mean not to have feelings or emotions. You're going to be feeling so many feelings, so many emotions. Remind yourself, no matter how you feel, no matter what happens, it's going to be okay. And Spirit is also offering you this chance, this opportunity to really clear this energy, so, and kind of cut these cords in a way so it's not so weighing so heavily on you. I think this is going to be really positive. for you. It's going to be a positive experience. And I think that what you're going to realize is the connection and the love that you have for this person, no matter what happens, is infinite. It's kind of like the twin flame connection. It's infinite. No matter who stands in the way, no matter who they get with or who you get with, the most important thing is you want to see this person happy. And so I think that's kind of, you're just going to check up and make sure that this person who's close to your heart is happy. But what I want to know is this engagement going to go through, and is this marriage going to last? I think that's kind of what you want to know. I kind of want to know. Let's figure this out. Is this engagement going to go through? Yeah. I do feel like it will go through. Or is it going to last? Is this marriage going to last? There's the wedding. Yeah, there will be a wedding. You know each other. Okay, they will get married, they will go through the honeymoon. There'll be connection. It's hard to say. This is really hard to say. What I'm gonna say is, I feel what's hard about this is I feel like they don't have the same kind of connection that you guys do, but they are soulmates. And I do sense a soul contract here. And this says new love. Is there anybody new coming into his life? No, I feel like he's made his mind up. And he will be getting married. I see the wedding. You know, what's hard is it almost feels like they just got to know each other. Like, I don't know, they might have dated a couple years, but I feel like there will be this honeymoon period in the relationship, but he's going to be doubting it, you know, and it might be times like this he comes to you. I do kind of have a feeling like this won't be the last time that you're talking to your twin. This won't be the end of the correspondence, because I see some rocky times in this relationship. But you know, I'll be honest, they do have chemistry between them. You know, they're soulmates. There's some passion there. There's some chemistry. But then I also see the codependency here, where as far as divorce or them separating in the future, it's really hard to say, because they might just become very codependent and not be able to let go of each other. And so that's some hard news to deliver. But I see a message about you approaching him playfully. Just being playful, having fun, being in the moment, and I see the friendship you guys have. This might not be a lifetime where you guys are going to have that, like, romantic reunion. But in a way, I kind of see this as your reunion. You know, reunion's different for everybody. For some people, it literally means, you know, twin flame union, coming together, being together romantically, having a life, you know, fulfilling your unique individual purpose and soul mission separately and together in the confines of a relationship. Obviously, that's what all of us twin flames want, but not every lifetime is a lifetime where you have union. Sometimes it's a karmic path. And so that's kind of what I'm sensing for you and your twin, is this could be a lifetime that's more of, you know, clearing karma between you guys. So you will be, this person will be kind of in and out of your life. And I think this is one of the biggest things you're going to learn is about love. Like, true love, it's not like trying to possess something, it's just letting it be. And I heard this, I don't know if I read this in a meme or something online or what, but it's kind of like when you see a beautiful flower in a field and it's just so gorgeous, it's the most beautiful flower you've ever seen. It's like you have a choice, like, are you going to pick it and bring it home? Or are you just going to continue to let it grow and, like, let it be? And I feel like that's kind of what you're doing with your twin flame in this life, is instead of, you know, picking that flower, you're admiring it from afar, you're loving it from afar, you're going to let it bloom, you're going to let it grow. And, you know, maybe you'll take a picture to save, you know, the memory or whatever, the beautiful flower, metaphorically, but it's not something you need to possess. And so I think that's what you're learning here, is this is, you don't need to possess your, you know, of your twin flame. Like, let him go on his path and let him learn and let him make his decisions. And If you love someone, let them go. If it's meant to be, they'll come back. And you guys might be on the path of union in another lifetime. After they've been married a couple years, if you're interested, come back to me and we can see how this energy is shifting. I do see a message about, I think in every marriage there's hard times, but I do see he's definitely going to have cold feet before the wedding. You might be part of it. And I also see this message about him at a certain point after the honeymoon wears off, like kind of not wanting to give this a chance anymore, and then kind of just shutting down and being more codependent in the relationship. It goes back and forth though, because there's passion and there's chemistry. So this is definitely a complicated situation. I feel like it's very likely the wedding's going to go through. And so just prepare for that. But I think you guys will have a chance on this trip to have a heart-to-heart conversation. I think you're going to tell them how you feel. I think you're going to receive some truth and some validation. And I feel like at this point, that's just what you want. You just want something so that you can find your peace of mind and kind of get your closure. And I think it's good that you're taking this trip. And, I'm sending you so much love and light. This is going to be very healing for you. Let's see what Spirit has to say about it. Yeah, there will be tears shed. Your twin will listen to you. There will be love and light between you. You will, they're saying don't be afraid to be vulnerable and just speak your truth. You really have nothing to lose at this point. There will be some synchronicity. When you're hanging out around your twin, you might see 1111, or maybe like a butterfly comes, or just something, you're like signs and messages to tell you like, yeah, this is a real connection, but you'll be learning from it and you'll be growing from it. And this is going to be good. And there's just a message coming through reassuring you that you haven't done anything wrong, that all you've done is follow your heart, and it's going to be a very positive experience. And I think that you'll be very happy. I don't think you should go to the wedding. I think it's possible your twin might try to invite you to the wedding, and maybe accept the invitation, but don't go. I don't think you should go unless you feel in your heart that that's what you're being guided to do. I don't think you should go. I think you should maybe say, yeah, I'd love to support you, because I think it would mean a lot to them if you like just gave them your support, but I think you should ultimately not go. And it's true love. True love is infinite. No matter what comes between you guys, when you truly love someone, you just want them to be happy, even if it means it's not with you. And I don't feel like he's chosen like her over you. It's not about that. I just feel like it was written. They have a soul contract, and they have to fulfill that. And so, this is going to help you free yourself. You're going to find freedom through this path. And I'm so proud of you for being so brave to go do this. I think it's going to be a really beautiful experience. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take good care of yourself, okay? Thank you so much. So, I'm stretching. We've got some more people to do. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Who's next, John?
Sasha.
Who?
Sasha.
Sasha. All right, what's up, Sasha?
My job is not serving me anymore. My next career move.
Okay, so Sasha, your job is not serving you anymore. What is the next career move? I feel that. I feel like it's the routine. It's the people. I honestly think you're just bored. And so this is going to be a big, major move for you, because I feel like you've been at this job for a while. You become really quite comfortable in this routine, but that's the problem, is you're feeling this message like you need to get out of your comfort zone, and that's true. I actually feel like if you're single right now, then this is going to lead you to a love connection. Sometimes like changing your life can kind of shift your timeline a little bit, or actually play you into the path of someone you're supposed to meet. So don't give up hope, because I feel like you're getting the message to change this, and it has something to do with your love life, like drawing you closer to somebody. And they're saying joy. There's going to be a celebration. There's new people coming into your life at your next job. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be kind of depressing, because it's going to take a lot of work to really brush up your resume, and to apply to all the jobs, and to do the interview process, and to get turned down a couple times. I do feel like you're going to get turned down a couple times before you find the right job. And it's just because The universe has a very specific job picked out for you. We're going to look into what that is, and that you shouldn't settle. And so, but just remember, all the interviews that you do, you're learning, like you're figuring out what to say. You're realizing like what works for you with how you express yourself and how you present yourself. It's a great opportunity. So just take every interview as an opportunity and keep an open mind, because I feel like it's going to be hard on you, because as a sensitive person, facing basically rejection is really difficult. Sometimes they just find another person that's like really well suited for the job. You know, it doesn't mean that like they personally don't want to pick you and that you suck or something. But we take it like that. When we don't get the job, we're just like, I suck, I'm not good enough, what did I do wrong? And like we freak out, and it doesn't matter if like you've got the thickest skin in the world. It hurts, and I feel like that's the fear a lot of people have about getting a new job, is like facing rejection. And so it's going to trigger some old wounds with you. So they're just saying, be aware, like it's that part of the process is going to be rough. And so you might be kind of hesitant to continue putting yourself back out there when you feel like you're being shot down and shot down and shot down. But it's gonna make you stronger, and you're gonna get to this point where like you just don't even give a shit anymore, and you're just like, I'm gonna apply here, I'm gonna apply here, I'm gonna apply here. You're gonna have a lot of options, and in the end, I feel like it's you who decides exactly what you want. You end up with a couple options, a couple callbacks, and I see things working out. First, you need to rest. I feel like your current job is exhausting you. It's very mentally and emotionally draining. I feel like the first step for you is to create a good work-life balance. You need to get your energy centered, because if you go looking for a new job with that energy of like the desperation of like, I've got to get out of this situation, other people can pick up on it. You know, when people hire someone, they tend to pick the people that like kind of care the least, if that makes sense. Like the energy that I used to hire people all the time at this old job I had, and you know, sometimes the people that were, I could just sense the energy around somebody who was like desperate or needed the job or this or that. And I don't know, like the people that were just relaxed and chill, those are the people that we always wanted to pick, because it just seemed like, oh, that's a chill energy that to be around at work. So you need to like clear your vibes in order to manifest this new job. And I want to reiterate, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your vibes. This is just saying, like, take a load off, rest, get centered, and then from that centeredness, you can move forward and take a big leap. Gather your energy, gather your strength, gather your emotional reserves, and then you can pounce and take this leap. This is a great time to look for a new job. The only planet we have retrograding right now is Uranus, which isn't really that big of a deal. And so, you know, if there were blockages to you leaving this job the past 6 months or in 2018, it's probably just because the planets were all array, really wasn't time for something new. But 2019 is the year of endings and beginnings, so it's the end of this job that doesn't serve you, it's the beginning of something new. So they're saying stir the pot. You're gonna wanna put your application out to at least 40 or 50 different places. And I know that sounds crazy, but I got that number. I got the number like, you need to be like an application filling out machine. And also, I feel like once you get out of this job, I think you're going to realize it was kind of a toxic work environment. And when you find a place that's a little bit more comfortable, makes you feel more safe, and that values you more, it's going to be a good learning experience for you, because you're going to realize like, wow, like there's such a difference, and like I know what to look for now. And I think the job you had, some of the skills you learned are going to help you later on in life, even if it seems pointless. You will definitely be using these skills later on in life. And I see you connecting with like a soul family. I think a lot of the people at your next job are going to be like friends of yours, and you might even lead you to a love connection, like I said, like meeting a coworker's cousin or something like that. You never know. And so I feel like there's some kind of love opportunity coming through this. You're going to be put at the right place at the right time, or your current relationship won't be as stressful. There's new people coming in your life. But they're saying this is the best decision to make, to leave this job, and this is you packing up, leaving and going somewhere else, finding another community, finding somewhere else to work. This might also be a message, don't be afraid to travel for your job to the next town, or even consider a move if you need to, or apply overseas or whatever. Like, consider all opportunities. Maybe don't just look in like your direct vicinity, Maybe you do need the change of scenery and actually go to another place with this new job. Also, don't be afraid to hire yourself. Right now is a chance to ask yourself, do I really want to work for other people or do I want to work for myself? Not everybody is an entrepreneur, but if you've considered, being like your own business owner, that's definitely coming out for you. And so while you're looking for this new job, and you can kind of make a vision board or something like that. All you have to do is go on YouTube and just type in Rainbow Harmony Vision Board. And I made a tutorial on how to manifest anything you want actually using Pinterest. It's worked for me, it's worked for a lot of my clients. Give it a try. That would be a good place to start, is start thinking, what kind of job do I want to manifest? Like, what would that look like? And finding pictures that remind you of that and getting it all in one place so you can literally visualize what it is that you want. You hear that a lot, people saying, just visualize and it'll happen. I don't think a lot of us really have the patience or the self-control to like sit down, close our eyes and like imagine. And I think Pinterest is a good tool that like makes it fun and, kind of easy, because you could just be chilling in your bed at night after a long day of work and like pinning pictures to your vision board, and it's really easy and gets clear pictures in your mind. Our third eye, which is our center for manifestation, really works in images and pictures and sees things in symbols. And so, you're creating a space where there's a lot of symbols of what you want. That kind of goes in. It comes out as what you want, as your manifestation. Definitely look into manifestation. Visualization, manifestation, meditations can help you with this as well. In the future, you will be owning your own business. You have some creative gifts. Yeah, you are a visual artist. So you might be good at photography or drawing or painting or sculpture or filmmaking, architecture, fashion design, makeup artist, hairstylist, computer art, interactive art, graffiti, comics, wood crafts, landscape art, interior design, I don't know, filmmaking, video, photography is really standing out for you, printmaking. Honestly, I feel like you're kind of a Renaissance person. You can do anything you put your mind to as far as making something. You're good with your hands as well. And so, yeah, visual arts. You could own your own business. Maybe it's like your own gallery or your own photography business or interior design business or something. And guess what? You don't have to have a degree in order to sell or have a business in any of these things on this list. You can literally just teach yourself by, hanging out with other people that do it, or making friends with other artists, or like Googling it, or watching YouTube tutorials. I taught myself how to be a makeup artist by watching YouTube, and I actually work in Hollywood sometimes doing makeup on celebrities and on models and for fashion and for film and stuff like that. And so, I randomly just did that, and you can do it too. Get working on something, create a portfolio, use social media, create a website, just keep busy. And I feel like you can work a job and then part-time work towards this dream of yours, using your natural gifts and talents, using your creativity. And so this is also saying you have a gift in hospitality. You might want to work in a job like that, or maybe something that's health-based. Perhaps maybe you're working in the health industry, or maybe you can look for a job that has to do with the hospitality, or working at a gym or something like that. So just be open. But yeah, this card's also on top of the deck. I feel like you can start something on this side, like some kind of side hustle that'll take off, and eventually you don't have to work for these other people and these other jobs anymore. And it's possible. I'm living proof. I used to be a swim teacher. Somehow, I thought I was going to be in that job forever. I worked there for 13 years. I still have nightmares about it sometimes. I enjoyed it for a certain amount of time, but after a while I was like, I need to do something with my life. I feel like that's where you're at. You're like, I need to do something. And just allow it to take time. You'll look back and you'll just laugh at some of these jobs you had, and you'll realize how much you learned and how much they taught you, and it was meant to be. But you can. Even if you don't have money, even if you don't have education, which I had neither, you can still work towards your dream. I promise you. Just got to get creative and work with the tools you have available to you. So I hope that this resonates. You are very gifted. I see you manifesting this amazing new job. You've got it. Let's do this. Start getting your resume brushed up, and then you're going to be submitting 40 or 50 applications and make that your goal, all right? I'll see you later. Peace out. So, John, who's next? Oh, wait, I have to start another video.
Are you out of time?
Yeah. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Those of you guys who are waiting, you're the last couple people in line. I will be giving you extra time. I want to make sure everybody really gets 11:11 worth of having their question answered. I'm not just trying to make a quick buck here. I really want to support you guys, okay? So I'll see you in my next video. We might go on for another video or two. And I'll see you very soon. I'm going to take a couple-minute break to ground myself and to drink some water, and then I'll be back at it. So follow me over to part 3. See you guys soon.